the more time I spent on my screen, the more I wanted to just get off it, you know? I was like, this is making me sick. I feel like I just start like mindlessly digesting content, and then as soon as I start to think about what I'm watching and why I'm watching it, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Which is a shame because there is a lot of good content on social media.
Kia ora, I'm Toy. A few years ago, I put on 80 kgs in 6 months. It was the sickest I've been physically and mentally. Then I met Pab.
Māori and beautiful people.
Personal trainer, nature lover, free spirit, and wild beast.
Let's go.
In just a year, he helped me drop 50 kgs. I was looking more like my handsome self on the outside, but on the inside, I was still fucked. I was only focusing on my taha tinana and neglecting the other 3 taha. So now, Pab and I are connecting with a bunch of kaupapa to figure out what guys like us can do to look after all aspects of our haora and truly become all goods.
According to my phone, I spend about 7 hours a day on social media. Sounds like way more than I actually do, but there's a good couple of chunks of hours where I'm stuck on Instagram. I had to get rid of TikTok, and then I got rid of Instagram for a little bit, but now it's back, and I find myself unconsciously scrolling through reels, just like gags and bits. Oh, it's also a lot of cat videos.
So when we think about smartphones, they're designed to hold our attention, in particular social media. It really hijacks the reward circuitry in our brain. So when we find something rewarding, we get a little hit of dopamine, and then that dopamine makes us feel good and motivates us to do the thing again. So things like a like, when somebody likes a post of ours, our brain finds that rewarding. It is designed to be addictive. The techniques that are used in the design of social media are the same things you would use in designing gambling, so slot machines and things like that. The average amount of time that New Zealanders spend on their phones is between 3 hours and just under 5 hours, and that's just an average, so lots of people are spending a lot more time on their phones than that. There's quite a large body of evidence now that links social media use to increases in anxiety and depression, and particularly in young people. But more recently, there's also been some studies that show causation. So actually, when we take social media away, mental health outcomes improve.
Social media is pretty fucked, eh?
To me, it seems like you've got a pretty healthy relationship with it and you're able to balance it, because I've always found it like super difficult.
I guess for me, I spend so much time outside and doing shit that there's not really that much time to, if I'm hungover probably, a couple of hours of scrolling, but there's so much more life to be lived out there in real time rather than watching other people's highlight reels of their life.
I think I've always known that social media messes with my head, but I hadn't really clocked how it could throw out my whole whare tapawha. Even my taha tinana.
When I was at my biggest, you know, you're scrolling reels and then you see like somebody that's super fit or somebody that's doing crazy CrossFit shit. And when I would look at these people and be like, oh shit, that's the type of physique I want. And then you'll make up a deadline for yourself of when you'll look like that. And then you'll see your body every day in the mirror and it just doesn't look like that. I feel like that will just reinforce like, no, this looks fucked. I need to be looking like that.
I guess when we look at social media and we see everyone's flash gears, it's like another barrier that's put in place for the people that are actually struggling to get out and get moving, because I need a watch or I need some flash shoes to get going. It's like,
yeah, and I've definitely been victim to that, you know, like I've definitely been like, no, I need the right shoes. Like it's such a like facade of the gym, you know, like
you gotta look
the part before you start exercising. It's like, well, fuck.
And saying that, came for a swim's looking bloody beautiful, and she's warm out here this morning, my young bee.
Yeah, boy.
Māori and beautiful people. We're going to get out there and bless up in some of the magic of the natural world. Let's get it!
Pab and I have decided to stop scrolling and head to a wānanga run by Christina Cavat, founder of the Kindness Institute.
Lock your chin to your chest and hold the breath. And then exhale, bring your head back.
They do awesome mahi of rangatahi, including helping them to deal with the negative aspects of social media.
We have to do so much work with our rangatahi around self-compassion because of this incessant need to look, to be, to feel perfect that is coming from social media, and that constant comparison that they've got happening 24/7. Kids are taught so much stuff in kura, you know, like English, maths, all these great subjects, but they're missing out on the most important lesson, how to deal with life when things get really tough. We really try to teach maurito, so focusing on our mauri, our life force, our life essence, and we incorporate a lot of karakia and waiata and hononga ki te ngāhere.
Christina has kindly put on a wānanga for some of us boys who could probably do with taking a break from our phones.
We're really about trying to take the stigma away from mindfulness and yoga and come back to the fact that it is actually an Indigenous practice. Like, it was developed by Indigenous people and it was developed as a survival tool to get us through hard times. Social media is designed to really exploit our psychological vulnerabilities. And a big part of our kaupapa is there's no phones, there's no social media. It's massive, the benefits we notice from that. Like, they're able to be connected to each other and to what we're doing and what we're learning.
Great dance.
What is some of the stuff that you find challenging on social media? Like, for me, I said I find comparison really hard. Does anyone else struggle with that?
I've been off social media for quite a while now. It just took it took time. Like, when I first came off Instagram, I still had like a burner account that I would like, no, straight up, as soon as the league came on, like, I would use the burner account to watch the NRL shorts. And then but then even that started getting like its own algorithm of bullshit. For me, it just got to the point where all the cons just like way outweighed the, and then as well, the comparison thing. Like, I used to do that a lot.
It's actually quite wild, especially at this age with social media. Like, a lot more of things that you're comparing yourself to, and it's just like, one, is it even like gonna benefit me for the positive side of things? Is this helping me, or is this just making me like get more into this negative tunnel that's guiding me nowhere?
I had a drop in the other day while running through the Ngāhere. I always shared my Ks and how far I'd gone, and it's like, I'm contributing to other people's feeling of lessness. Or you're a good runner, you do this. So I'm stepping away for sharing my kilometres because I don't need to show anyone anything. Because if you know me, you know that I'm ready to go. And that's the only thing that matters.
I know this is shit of me, but I was on like Insta last night and I can just see like, and we can bleep that out. Everyone's going crazy over it, and then I'm, for some reason, it's just really pissing me off. And I'm like, wait, why am I even angry about this? Or why am I like reacting like this? And it's normally me projecting something like I'm insecure about, or like something that I'm unhappy about. I definitely compare myself to other people when it comes to like success and lifestyle, and like, you know that that's not right because Instagram is literally like highlight reel. But yeah, it's pretty hard not to, especially when you're following like your peers, like they're doing this and that, and you know, I'm like, well, what am I doing?
Mindfulness has helped me in so many ways to learn how to communicate, to give names to a lot of the feelings that I experienced when I was much younger. But I wouldn't have been there if I wasn't learning how to just sit there and breathe. If this is your first time doing a meditation, kei te paitera, all good, this is the perfect place to do that. So I invite us all to find a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks and feels like to you. And we'll just be here for a couple breaths, not too long. Allow your mind to wonder wherever it's gone to.
It's not rocket science what we're doing, we're just teaching them some really basic skills alongside a lot of aroha and unconditional love.
Exhale for 3.
The experience with the Kindness Institute was awesome. I really enjoyed it. And I loved that a few of the Riff Raff boys were able to come and get some stuff off their chest. Having a meditative practice is something I've really struggled with. It's the whole consistency thing. but it was a really awesome space to be in. I've definitely been way more like aware of my phone usage, and I still don't think I've got the healthiest relationship, but I think it's being aware and taking that second, you know, to be like, oh, why am I doing this? I definitely need to be kinder to myself, continuing on this health journey, and if I want to see better results, which is something I really struggle with. So it's, yeah, for me, it'll be hard work, but it seems like it's the answer.
Kia tau te Māori e kōkiri nei, I ngā piki me ngā heke, ko te rangi Māori e taku e rapu nei. Tihei Māori ora.